What's good? I'm Kasim. It's Just Sneakers, back with another review. And today we got the Jordan 1 Chicago, Lost and Found. Y'all already know Jordan 1 Chicago, the most popular Jordan 1. Definitely the most popular since the Last Dance documentary. The last release was in 2015, and that was more in an official, like one-to-one release. This one is pretty much the same, but has a few different looks to it. These here are similar to the OG, but was made to look vintage. The official colors are Varsity Red, Black, Sail, and Muslin. There's a story to accompany these to justify, you know, all the vintage looking parts of the shoe. This shoe pays homage to mom and pop shops from back in the day. You know, that's more than likely where you would have copped a pair of these. You know, there weren't too many just large retail chains like there are today. And this is supposedly what a Jordan 1 from 1985 would look like if they were found now, hence lost and found. The release was a debacle. Everywhere besides sneakers, they were pretty much botted up. It was what it was. Sneakers itself was experiencing a lot of delays and glitches. People couldn't get in. I personally copped on sneakers. It took me a while to get in, but I ended up winning. So here we are. Okay, we can start off with the box. As you see, the box is two colors, has the black with the orange lid. That's supposed to be like, I guess they lost the top of it and they just found the random orange one and threw it on. As you also see, it's, you know, faded and made to look all old and beat up. You have sale tags. Also comes with this receipt here from Sandy Bros. You know, it's a nice little touch. Apparently they were $14.99. I don't know about $14.99, but probably like $30 or something like that. Like, these weren't really expensive like that back in the day. On the inside paper, we have a bunch of Jordan vintage ads, newspaper ads. So, you know, you could go through all that and do some history if you'd like. Now let's get into the full review of the shoe. The shoe, for the most part, is leather. It's red, black, white. The leather, for the most part, is pretty decent quality. I wouldn't say that the quality is as good as the 2015s. I don't have the 2015s. I did have a pair, but I sold them a minute ago. I had the 2013s as well. I still got the 2013s. Ones like the Jumpmans, like those were my beaters for a minute. But yeah, the quality doesn't look quite like the 2015s, but it's still pretty decent for what it is. And as far as the leather, it's smooth leather and with a mix of this cracked type of leather. We can start at the toe. You have red toe box. See some of the white midsole, red outsole, what you come to expect. Move to the toe box. It's white. It has a bit of cracking effect to give that vintage look, a bit of give as well. We'll move up towards the tongue. We have a sail mesh tongue. It comes with black and white shoelace. The shoelace come already preloaded on the shoe. They don't put no extra shoelace in the bag. At the top of the tongue, we have a red and white Nike Air tag. We got a black sock liner, insole white, red Nike Air. Let's move to the side of the shoe. The swoosh is black leather. It doesn't have any type of vintage look to it. It's a smooth leather. The white part of the shoe, that has a whole lot of cracks on it. You know, that's like the most vintage looking part of the shoe. That and the black part up here, we can move to that. These black parts gives it that vintage look. We got the Wings logo. As far as the form, you can see it's not exactly 85. They seem to be a bit shorter, but you know, they work. Move to the back of the shoe, plain red, you know, kind of Jumpman, true to form. You can see the black on the heel tab. It's cracked, that whole vintage look. It's what the people want. Move to the midsole. The midsole is white for the most part. You know, it's not really no vintage kind of tint on the midsole. It's just plain white. I'm glad they went that route and didn't do too much. Move to the outsole. It's red, but it has this de-aged look. That's part of the whole lost and found concept. And this DH look, I think it's a positive because it makes you just want to wear them. Doesn't really make you want to just sit on them. So yeah, man, Jordan 1 lost and found. In a nutshell, sure you've been looking at these for a minute. Quick review. Now for sizing, I'm gonna suggest true to size. Me, that's a size 9. To give you a point of reference, I'm a size 9 in Jordan 1s, Air Max 1s. You know, pretty much across brands, you know, I size down in certain sneakers like Air Force 1s and whatnot, certain other 80s basketball sneakers, but true to size for the most part, and that's what I suggest. As far as comfort goes, you know, it's pretty decent, nothing too crazy, nothing to write home about. Y'all know Jordan 1s, you could rock them all day. Ain't the most comfortable, but you could definitely do your thing in them in damn near any situation. So now as far as resale goes, you could expect to pay about $400 to $450. That's pretty much like double the price. Unfortunately, I really don't see these coming down. I feel like the price is just gonna go up over time. They'll probably stay at this rate, like $400 to like $450 until like the end of the year or something like that. And then they'll just shoot up gradually, I think. So if you didn't hit for retail, my bet, and you really wanted these, my suggestion would be to just go ahead and cop at your earliest convenience. Now let's jump into some on-feet looks. Now for my thoughts on these, of course I'm rocking with them. They Jordan 1s. Jordan 1s are like pretty much the best model. You know, I think that's almost unanimous. You know, of course everybody has their own thoughts, but it's almost unanimous at this point. Everybody loves Jordan 1s. You know, men, women, children. So this pair being the most popping pair, of course I was looking forward to it. I can't say like I was fiending for these. Like, you know, there's some people who were really, really like putting their all into them and trying to get them. Like, I really didn't care that much. Like, even when I put my bid in on sneakers, if I wouldn't have hit, I'm gonna keep it real, I probably wouldn't have copped these on the aftermarket. I wouldn't have copped these on resale. I'm pretty much was retail or bust on these. And to be honest, I'm retail or bust on most kicks. Only, yeah, very few kicks like I buy for resale. I just started buying kicks for resale last year. Like, it was like the first time I ever bought kicks on resale. I'm one of them people that I usually just pay retail, or I just miss out on the sneaker, don't get it, really. But you know, glad I ended up hitting on these. Sneaker of the year, I don't know. You know, that's a personal thing, but I think by and large, most people would say that this is the sneaker of the year, the release of the year. Well, maybe not the release, because the release was janky. But, you know, as far as like the shoe, this is what people have been waiting for since 2015. And I think they delivered. You know, the release didn't deliver, but, you know, they delivered on the actual shoe. They very, very wearable. Like I said, I don't feel the same way about these like I did the 2015s or because I had the 2015 Chicago's and I had the 2013 Jumpman Chicago's. With these, I feel like wearing these like right now. You know, I don't know if it's like the vintage look or whatever. That's why I kind of appreciate vintage type kicks, because they already look used and they just make you want to wear them. Because, you know, I have a bad habit of like, you know, just letting kicks sit. And it ain't even because like